All right, let's see if the audio is okay. Yeah, perfect. How's it going, everyone? I hope you all are doing great. I am Dork Radu and I'm back with another daily analysis. As always, we are going to start off with the Forex analysis. And to be more exact, I'm going to start off with Euro USD, where we have a bullish opportunity. Right here, we have a textbook break towards the upside. We have a unmitigated order block lining up with this bullish trader order block, and they are both lining up with the area of interest. Daily and the 4-hour are both bullish on the trader graph, and the pullback so far has been pretty nice and corrective as well. GBP USD with another bullish opportunity, textbook break, unmitigated order block lining up with the area of interest, as well as with this bullish trader order block. Daily and 4-hour are once again both bullish on the trader graph, and we also have a nice and corrective pullback. Okay, so all the confluences are in place. On USD JPY, we have a aggressive break right here caused by this bearish leg. The 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph. We have this unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with the area of interest. And so far, I would say that the pullback is looking pretty corrective as well. Okay, this to me doesn't look too aggressive. On OJPY, we have another bearish opportunity. We have a very aggressive break right here caused by this bearish leg. We then have a unmitigated order block that is lining up with the area of interest, as well as with this bearish trader order block. The 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph, and once again, the pullback so far seems to be pretty nice and corrective. On CAD JPY, we have a very similar setup. Textbook break to the downside, unmitigated order block lining up with the area of interest, as well as with this bearish trader order block. The 4-hour is once again bearish on the graph, and the pullback so far looks pretty corrective as well. Euro JPY and GBP JPY will look very similar. Okay, textbook break towards the downside, imbalance was left behind. We have this unmitigated order block lining up with the premium area, as well as with this bearish trader order block. 4-hour once again bearish on the graph, and the pullback is looking pretty corrective as well. Okay, so we can see very similar setups on the yen pairs. And on GJ, once again, textbook break, unmitigated order block lining up with the area of interest, as well as with this bearish trader order block. 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph, and the pullback is once again looking pretty corrective. So very similar setups from UJ, AJ, KJPY, EJ, and GJ. Okay, on NZD USD, we have a bullish setup, a continuation of this uptrend with this bullish break right here. We then have this unmitigated order block that is lining up perfectly with the area of interest, as well as with this bullish trader order block. The trader graph is fully green, which is exactly what we want, and the pullback has been very corrective as well. On AUD CAD, we have another bullish opportunity. Aggressive break, fair value gap lining up with the area of interest. Right beneath it, we have a bullish trader order block as well. The trader graph is fully green, it's fully bullish, and it is safe to say that the pullback so far has been corrective as well. On GBP CAD, another bullish setup, very aggressive break right here. We then have this unmitigated order block that is lining up with this bullish trader order block, and they are both lining up perfectly with the point of interest. Daily and the 4-hour are both bullish on the trader graph, and now we need to wait and see if we manage to get a corrective pullback towards our fire zone. On CHF JPY, we have a bullish opportunity right here. We broke structure very aggressively. We then left imbalance behind because I was able to identify this beautiful fair value gap that is lining up perfectly with the point of interest. Daily and 4-hour are both bullish on the trader graph, and it is safe to say that this pullback looks very corrective. It seems that the bullish pressure is still on because the price might break above. And if it does, then of course this setup will become invalid. On EuroCAD, we have a bullish one, aggressive break, unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with the area of interest, as well as with this bullish trader order block. Daily and 4 hour both bullish on the graph, and now we need to wait to see if we get a corrective pullback. On Euro CHF, we have a bearish setup, very textbook and aggressive break of structure right here. We broke this swing low here as well with this bearish leg, which is a great added confluence. We have this unmitigated order block that is lining up perfectly with the area of interest. The 4 hour is bearish, on the trader graph, and now we need to wait and see if we get a corrective pullback. On USD CAD, we have a bullish setup. We have a aggressive break right here, a fair value gap that is lining up with the point of interest. Pullback so far looks very, very corrective, okay, as we can see, which is great. And the daily is also bullish on the trader graph. So definitely a lot of confluences. And lastly, for our Forex analysis, odd CHF with a textbook bearish opportunity. We have a very aggressive break right here that broke multiple lows on this side, which is a great added confluence. The 4 hour is bearish on the trader graph. We have this unmitigated order block that is lining up perfectly with the point of interest. And now all we need to wait for is to see whether we get a corrective pullback or not. And yeah, on that note, we'll end today's Forex analysis right here. As always, if there's any other questions, you should reach out on Discord. Now I will go over today's metals analysis, starting off with gold, where we have this bearish setup that was running in some very, very nice profits. It almost smashed TP3 as well on both entries. It smashed TP1 and TP2 on both of our entries. And we can see it had a very beautiful sniper reaction to our entries. Okay, the reason we took it is because I saw a aggressive break right here, a unmitigated order block that was lining up with the area of interest. The 4 hour was also bearish on the trader graph, and the pullback wasn't the most corrective, but wasn't too aggressive either. That's why I still took it. Tapped our entries, and then boom, went straight into profits, smashing TP1 and TP2 on both. And now we need to wait and see if it will reverse from here and smash TP3 as well. Okay. On silver, we have another bearish opportunity. Right here, we have a textbook break towards the downside, very aggressive one because imbalance was left behind. We have this unmitigated order block that is lining up with the area of interest, as well as with this bearish trader order block. The 4 hour is also bearish on the graph. And now we need to see if we manage to get a corrective pullback. And yeah, on that note, we'll end today's metals analysis right here. As always, if there's any further questions, you should reach out on Discord. And now I will go over today's indices analysis, starting off with US 30, where I still cannot identify a new setup. Price is still pretty much in the middle of nowhere, hence why we'll just leave it as is and move on to the next asset, which is SPX. And on SPX, we have the same exact story. Okay, no clear range that we can yet trade. And I think on NAS 100 as well. Indices were pretty boring this week, but it is perfectly fine. We had plenty of other opportunities and plenty of other good trades. Right here, once again, looking pretty similar to the other two. Price is in the middle of nowhere. I want to see a clear move to the up or downside, and from there, we should be able to recalibrate and identify a new setup. And yeah, that's about it for the indices analysis. As always, make sure to reach out on Discord if there's any other questions. And lastly, I will go over today's crypto analysis, starting off with Bitcoin, where we have a textbook bullish setup. We have an aggressive break right here, an unmitigated order block that is lining up with the area of interest. The trader graph is fully bullish. And the last thing that we now need to wait for is to see if we manage to get a corrective pullback. On Ethereum, we have a bearish opportunity. Okay, that was running in some very nice profits and still is running in some nice profits. Okay, TP1 and TP2 was smashed on entry number 2, TP1 on entry number 1. The reason I took this setup is because I saw a very nice and aggressive break towards the downside. I saw that liquidity was swept beforehand as well. I then was able to identify a unmitigated order block that was lining up with the area of interest, and the pullback was also a pretty corrective one, hence why I took it. And as we can see, so far it has been a successful trade, and we just need to wait on it and see how it will fully unfold. On Dogecoin, we have another very beautiful setup that played out perfectly. Right here, this trade literally tapped in the first entry and went straight into profit, smashing all of the targets, literally almost no drawdown. The reason I took this setup is because I saw a aggressive break towards the upside caused by this bullish leg. I then saw this unmitigated order block that was lining up with the area of interest. The trader graph was fully bullish as well, and the pullback was also a pretty corrective one, hence why I took it, and the rest was history. Another very good trade in the books. XRP, we have a bullish setup. We have a bullish shift in momentum, liquidity sweep followed by this aggressive break. We also have this unmitigated order block that is lining up with the area of interest, and we now need to wait for a corrective pullback. And lastly, we have Solana with another bullish opportunity. Okay, once again we have a bullish shift in momentum. We swept liquidity right here with this fake out, and immediately after that we broke structure to the upside very impulsively with this bullish leg. Trader graph is once again fully bullish. We also have this unmitigated order block that is lining up perfectly with the point of interest. And now once again the last thing that we need to wait for is a corrective pullback. And that being said, this was pretty much it for today's crypto, as well as the overall daily analysis. As always, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all on the dork side. Take care.